You're listening to the Hustled Up Podcast. I'm Laura Natoli.
And I'm Holly Silva, and we are best friends since birth turned multi-passionate entrepreneurs and co-owners of Chores and More, a successful service-based business where everybody is treated like a best friend.
Welcome to our show where tactical business education meets fun and real conversations about this wild journey called life.
Get ready to be inspired. Grab your headphones, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to this week's episode of Hustled Up. We are your hosts. My name is Laura.
And I'm Holly.
And we have a super fun, as always, I literally always say that, we have a super fun, but also very educational, very back to basics episode coming at you today. If you are a little brand new or newer in the cleaning industry, this is 100% applicable to you and you're going to want to stay tuned. But y'all, you know what's coming. I have to ask it because our reviews are still looking a little slim, if I do say so myself. So if you could take a minute and pause this recording, go leave us a little love note, a little 5-star review wherever you are listening. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We would absolutely love it and appreciate you forever. All right, what are we talking about today? Like I said, super fun and educational. We are going to discuss what you need to do to prepare for taking on your first client. So you're brand new, just started a cleaning business, just got it registered. What do you do? This is something that I swear, Holly, I feel like if somebody were to have sat down with us and explained all this to us ahead of time, I would have been eternally grateful because there is just so much that you don't even think about right away. And if you don't do these steps and take these precautions when starting out, you are going to give yourself a headache down the line. Really basic things that you don't think are going to be a big problem or a big issue until one day you're sitting there and you have 100 clients and you're like, oh my goodness, why didn't I think of these things before? So don't worry, we're going to save you that headache because your two besties are going to be here to give you all the tips and tricks. So stay tuned.
Are you tired of spending your entire weekend cleaning when you could be going out to brunch with your girls?
First of all, I love brunch. And second of all, yes, there are so many things I could be doing instead of cleaning my house on the weekend.
Oh yeah, like playing video games.
Or watching a movie with the kids.
Going on a date with your significant other.
Taking your dog to the dog park.
Going to the movies.
Solving world hunger.
Yes! Exactly. So this is why it is such a good idea to call up Chores and More for your deep and recurring cleaning needs.
And do you want to know something really, really cool?
What?
If anybody mentions Hustled Up when they call to book, they can receive up to $100 off their deep cleaning.
Up to $100 off. What are you doing still sitting there? Pick up the phone now, mention our podcast, and never have to spend your weekends cleaning again.
Simply go to choresandmorellc.com. You can fill out our request quote form there, or give us a call, send us a text, 631-397-0177. It is time to get back to doing the things you love. Let us take care of the cleaning.
All right, we are back, and I am so excited for this topic. I swear this is such a good one. This was Holly's idea, and I'm obsessed. So you're brand new. You just decided to start a cleaning business, which congratulations. That's a huge step and a great decision that you've just made. But now, what do I do? The very first thing, this is the very first thing you want to do, and this may not seem necessary, but trust me, it is. You want to get registered with your state as an official business. Now, whether or not you want to register as an LLC, an S Corp, sole proprietor, partnership, whatever you want to register as, you're going to have to do research regarding that and make that decision for yourself. But regardless of what you choose, the very, very first thing you want to do is get registered with your state. Because trust me, it may seem tempting. It may not seem necessary. You may just say, you know what? It's just cleaning. Let me just clean on the side for some extra cash and I could just keep the cash and not have to tax it and this and that. No, trust me, because you might blow up quicker than you expected, which is what happened to Holly and I. We originally thought that Chores and More was going to be this little side hustle thing, or at least I did. I was literally living in Brooklyn when we started this business, which was an hour commute. I was like, we're just going to clean for friends and family on the side, little extra cash. Little did I know we would be where we are today. So the very, very, very first thing you want to do is get registered. Now, Holly, what's the second thing you want to do? You're registered, you got your business name, your logo, all that stuff. What do you want to do next?
Well, before I jump into that, I just want to also say, in case anybody's like, how do I register?
Mm.
Just want to tell them how we did it. We did it through LegalZoom. It doesn't have to be a complicated process. It was a little costly. I think back in 2018, we paid $600. Actually, my boyfriend lent us the money back then. We had nothing. And it was like for us, it was not a planned decision. It was oh my God, our business is growing. We want to take on commercial work. We have to do this. And so we had to register. And so this is why we stress the importance of doing it before you even take on your first client, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're like, I want to take on commercial accounts, or I want to take on these other, accounts, and now I have to hurry and I don't have the money and, whatever. Plan this out and do it the right way. We have clients now, even today, who have larger houses and stuff, and they want us to be a legitimate business, and they ask us all about insurance, which is what I'm going to jump into next. Because you want to make sure that you are protected and your clients are protected. And so what you're going to do is you're going to find an insurance agent in your area. You ask for recommendations for, some great people and whatever, and you're going to sign up for insurance. You're going to get yourself some business insurance. It's not going to be expensive. You don't need to, I don't know how it varies from state to state, if I'm being honest, but you need general liability insurance. No matter what state you're in, you need general liability insurance, because this is going to protect you if, heaven forbid, you knock over a chandelier and it's $5,000. Your insurance is going to cover that for you. So it's just to keep you protected. There's also workers' comp insurance. In most cases, I don't believe the owners are covered under work comp, but I do believe you can insure yourself so that if you get hurt on the job, you can be covered. But again, this might vary from state to state. You'll need to talk to your insurance agent about that. But we signed up for work comp right away. We just wanted to be safe rather than sorry and have protection, especially because we knew once we started gaining momentum that there was going to be a point where we were going to have employees. So we signed up right away for, as soon as we registered our business, we signed up for insurance. And you definitely want to make sure those are the main two types of insurance that you need to look into, general liability being the most important. And honestly, in New York, general liability, all kinds of insurance are just a little more expensive. If you're in a different state, it might be even cheaper. But for us, because our business was obviously small, and in your case, maybe non-existent yet, or just, you're just starting off and you don't even have income, it's probably going to be pennies. So don't delay. We today at our size business have clients who, have larger homes, they're more valuable and, whatever. And they'll ask for a certificate of insurance because they want to make sure that we are protected and that they are protected. So people take that pretty seriously. A lot of commercial accounts will also ask for that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just basically a proof of insurance. But some people and companies won't hire you if you're not insured. And like I said, you do not want to be in a situation, and we've had this, but we were insured. We didn't even need the insurance for this. We were able to pay for it out of pocket. Luckily, we've never had an insurance claim. So New York State, if you're listening to this, we deserve lower premiums, but you never know. We've had situations we had to pay $800 to fix a stainless steel fridge that got scratched by an employee, and that was not fun. We had to pay $500 for a floor. Whereas if you didn't have that money to cover that, you could go through insurance. So don't delay. Get yourself insurance as soon as you register your business.
Yeah, I personally would not hire somebody without insurance. I preach this all the time because I hear so many clients come in and they say, oh, I have a little bit of trauma. I hired a cleaning lady and she ruined my floors and then fled. And I never heard. So if you're listening to this and you don't own a cleaning business, but you just love us, so you're listening, don't hire any company that is not insured, because you'll be kicking yourself in the butt if, God forbid, anything happens.
Yep.
And honestly, you can, as a legitimate company that is licensed and insured, you can charge top dollar. You can charge more than the side businesses or cleaning ladies or, not legitimate businesses, you can charge more because what you have to offer is more valuable. That protection that your business comes with is extremely valuable. So we cannot stress this enough that this is the most important thing.
Yep.
Okay. So you're registered, you're insured, you're off to a great start.
This is so cute.
I know, right?
Stop, we're so cute.
I wish I had this when we started.
At the end of this episode, we're going to be like, go on, child.
You have
your
what
little
it takes. Wings and go
fly
clean
away.
your first house. But Holly can speak to this next thing more than I can, to be honest. But this next step is also very important. And again, you may think, I don't need this yet. I'm still small. No, you need it. You need to make a website for your business and get registered on Google. And this is so important. I'll have Holly speak to how to do this because she is actually the one that handcrafted our website. If you haven't looked at the Tourism More website, go look at it because Holly is amazing. Like Holly, literally, people are always like, who designed your website? Who did you use? And I'm like, you can't have her. She's my business partner. She's not, you can't have her. But I'm going to talk about why this is so important because you may not think it is. And this is again for me. I will not hire a company for anything if they don't have a website. If you don't have a website, that just seems sketchy to me. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're legitimate. And especially with registering on Google, that's also really important because we are a society that makes a lot of decisions based on reviews, right? Just stop and think about it for a second. When's the last time you went to a new restaurant, or we just had to hire a car service to take us to the airport next week? You bet your ass I looked at all of the reviews and based who I hired on the reviews, because if you don't have any reviews, I don't know if you're good. I don't know if you're going to show up on time. I don't know if you're going to be there to take me to the airport. It's the same thing with the cleaning service. People want to know, okay, I can see that they have been used. They're trustworthy. They're reliable. They do a good job. Okay, I'm going to give them a call. I cannot tell you how many times when people have found us on Google, the first words out of their mouth are, I looked at your reviews and they were great, and that's why I called you. So Holly, if you could talk a little bit about how to create a website for somebody just starting off. I know oftentimes I think it's best probably to outsource this because most people don't know how to create a website, but maybe you could speak a little bit on like how to make a website for dummies or something.
Yeah, so for sure. Because not everybody has the money to pay for a professional website to be built, at least to start off, at least in the beginning. And then there's also needing to know SEO, how to, basic coding is usually needed to do your own website. So there are things that you need that you may not know, and it might be easier to just outsource. You pay a couple $100s and somebody's going to return not only a beautifully designed website, but a website that's optimized for your Google organic listing, so that when people search cleaning company near me, the SEO, search engine optimization, basically the words that they are using, the copy that they are using on your website, tells Google, oh, this is a cleaning service and they have great SEO because I'm understanding them. I'm going to put this up high in the Google search. I'm going to put them first or second. However, I know what it's like. Laura knows what it's like. We had no money starting off, so I had to figure out how to design our own website. And it took some time for me to get familiar. And I do have a basic background, and it's not even really a professional one. It's a self-taught background in basic HTML, basic coding, basic website design. So it was a little bit easier for me, but we use Wix, and you may be familiar with Wix. They have a free version, a free, very basic version that you can use when you are starting off. Now we pay for our website through Wix, and with that we get a custom, I think we got a free year of our custom URL because you have to pay for a URL. So for example, we are tourismorellc.com, or our website is hustle.podcast.com. Shameless plug, go check us out. So for Tourism More, we used Wix. I set that up. I think it's only like $12 a year for a URL. Very simple. But once you sign up for Wix, if you don't use the paid version, I think it'll say like, whatever your business name is, let's pretend you are Holly's Home Cleaning. Stop. How cute does that sound? it would be like hollyshomecleaning.wixsite.com or something. So you don't get that custom URL, but I do believe you can link one even if you're using the free version. Getting a little tactical here, but you can use, I believe it's Google Domains, but I think they also partnered with Squarespace, so that might be where you get the URL from. But if you type in Google Domains, it'll probably direct you to where you need to go to get your URL once you have your business name and everything like that. But Wix is a drag and drop like simple website building platform. So like you don't have to know coding, you don't really have to know any of that stuff. So it's very, very simple. So you could always just check that out at Wix.com and play around with it yourself, see if it's for you. The Hustled Up website, if you've been there, I actually built using Blogger. And I don't know if I recommend this. I just use it because I'm familiar with it, but Blogger is owned by Google. So I like to believe that there's something there in terms of Google favoring like a Blogger listing. I don't know if that's true. I might have to chat GPT that, but I'm like, Google loves everything owned by themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I bought a template for it on Etsy for like $12, I think, or something, like super cheap. And then with that template that I bought from Etsy, it gives you a step-by-step tutorial on how to put that on your Blogger site to get it to where you need it to be and get it to look like what you want it to look like. So there are options, you know. You can also use WordPress. I don't know how to use, I'm not familiar with WordPress, which is why I never moved over to WordPress, even though it does come highly recommended by marketing professionals to build websites. I do believe that they have a free version. I'm not even 100% sure, but that's something else to consider. And then, as Laura said, getting reviews on Google and having a Google profile is so important. And we dropped an episode back in 2024. I can't remember what day, what month, or, you know, what episode it was. I'll make sure I link it though, on how to optimize your Google profile. You want to set that up. We waited, I think 4 years or 3 years. I think it was 4 years before we decided to go on Google, because we were actually scared too. Like, we didn't think about it too much, but we were also scared because we were like, oh my gosh, this is opening up a place where they can leave you a 1-star review. And guess what? We posted an episode on that as well, because we got one in 2024. So if you are nervous about getting 1-star review, don't be afraid. It may happen. You're going to be okay. But you want to have that Google business profile. And so you would just sign in through a Gmail account and create your profile. I don't remember the exact steps on doing that, but it's pretty simple. And then they have a way of verifying your business. So you have to follow the steps. But once you do that, you are now officially on Google. You can accept reviews. You can share your profile and ask your friends for reviews. Even when we did our Google business profile, we had friends just review it, you know, a few times. So just to like kind of review like how we run our business, like our character. So you can ask your friends for reviews. If you have clients and you're doing this a little bit later in the game, which again, I don't recommend, but if you are, you can ask your clients. It's very easy to share a link. Also, something else I want to throw out that I didn't have on my list, Laura, that I was thinking about, is that you want to secure, once you have your business and your website and all these other things, you want to secure your social media handles.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So you want to be fully prepared. Okay. Like, when people are looking you up, they're going to look you up on Instagram. They're going to look you up on Facebook. They're going to look, like, even if they find you on Google, they're going to look up your website. They're going to check you out on Instagram. They might even visit your YouTube if you have one. Like, the more platforms you are on, the better, because it's more pathways of trust from them to you. So it's really important, and handles get snatched up so quick, like so quick. So you definitely want to snatch a handle. Like, I don't know how we did it, but I still to this day cannot believe we were just at Chores and More.
I know. That's wild, because there is a lot of other Chores and Mores out there in other states.
Yeah. And I remember when we were like starting our business, when it wasn't even starting our business, we were just thinking about a side hustle to make some extra money. We were like, oh, we should call it Chores and More, like, so cute, whatever. I literally went on Instagram, I secured that handle. I went on Facebook, I secured that handle, or like that URL, because I was just not messing around. I'm so lucky, because now, forget it, you would never secure that handle. But Hopefully you choose a unique business name where your handle is available, but regardless, even if you have a business name that the handle is taken, you can at least put, your LLC at the end of it, or your hometown, like, Chores and More, New York or something, whatever, however you want to do it. But you want to secure those handles on whatever platforms you plan on using. And to be honest, even if you don't plan on using a platform, I would still secure it. Like, we have a handle on Lemonade. I don't use Lemonade. I just wanted that real estate. We have a handle on link. Well, we do use LinkedIn, but like, just figure out, just make a handle on. We have Pinterest. I never post on Pinterest. Just secure.
But if we ever wanted to, we have it.
We have
or if
it.
Pinterest blows up or Lemonade blows up, you have it.
Yep, exactly. So secure that handle, because you want to try to keep it the same across the board. It's going to make it easier for clients and potential clients and leads and supporters to find you and follow you on all of your platforms.
Yeah. And if, real quick, Holly, going back to the website thing, I would imagine, like, say you really have no money. Like, we had no money. We literally had to borrow the money to start our business. I would imagine if you're using something user-friendly like Wix, there are YouTube tutorials available to show you how to use this software. Like, if you ever really don't know how to do anything, this is just a good life hack. Go on YouTube and look it up. I have learned so many different things that I know how to do from YouTube. I learned how to crochet from YouTube. Like, you can really learn anything. So if you're over here and you're like, I really don't have money, guys, I have no idea how to do a website, I'm not technologically skilled, go on YouTube. You'd be astounded by what you can learn.
Yeah, a lot. My boyfriend learned how to fix our garage on YouTube.
That's insane.
It just wasn't working, and he just YouTubed it, and he figured it out. And I was like, and it would have been like an $800 fix or something like that. Like, it was crazy. So we ended up saving a ton of money. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's a good life skill.
Yeah.
Just, wow. All right. So another thing that may not seem important right away, but you want to establish this right off the bat. It's going to save you so many headaches. You want to develop a terms of service right off the bat and send it to your clients as you get them. Once you get a client, send them your terms of service and have them sign off on it so that they read it. Because what you will learn, people don't like to read. People do not like to read. I am so for real with you, and this is not a knock at anybody. We're all busy, right? We have a pretty lengthy terms of service. We send it to every client. They'll sign it and then immediately ask, so what supplies do you guys use? Or how do I pay you? Or what do I need to provide? I'm like, that was on the first page of the packet. But either way, you want these in place so that you can protect your butt. So real quick, I'm going to run through a few things. I'm going to read off my list because you might be like, I don't know what my terms of service are. Because to be honest, we didn't at first either. We are still to this day adding things to our terms of service because something will come up, a situation will arise, and you'll say, oh, that's a good point. I don't know what our policy is on that. Let's put it in the policy packet. So your terms of service will be something that is ongoing, will always be edited and added to, but this is just a few really basic things to get your noodle going to start thinking about. So you definitely want to have a cancellation policy. Are you going to have a cancellation fee if they cancel within 24 or 48 hours? So that's the number one thing you want to have is a cancellation policy. Because for you, you may not think it's a big deal, but again, we always want to be thinking long term. When you have employees that are counting on those hours and a client cancels last minute, how are you going to pay them? They're not going to be very happy if they're missing out on work last minute. So you always want to be thinking ahead. But even for yourself, your paycheck also matters, especially when you're first starting off. So cancellation policy is something that you want to consider. What you won't do. Now, this sounds like a weird one, but we have a what we won't do portion in our terms of service. And I think it's like the most lengthy part. If I'm being honest.
We low-key don't do a lot.
Yeah.
We do so much, but there are things that you need to know what you do and don't do during a service. And what you don't do is just as important as what you do, because the crap that Laura and I did back then when we first started our business, I would never ask an employee to do that. I would never. So even if it's something you would do, like clean biohazardous waste, I'm not going to lie, Laura, it's no judgment.
You could tell them I picked up poo from a tub. I picked up a pile of poo out of adult or I don't know, adult or human poo, people, not a pet, not pet feces. I picked it up and I threw it away and I cleaned the tub.
And that's biohazard. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't ask an employee to clean poop out of a tub. So even if you would do it, that doesn't, you need to think ahead. You need to plan ahead. You need to be proactive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You need to be
Yes.
proactive. There are things that, like, for example, we will not change a duvet cover on a duvet. We won't do it. I won't do it. I've like done it too many times. It takes like a half hour. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. And now it was a little bit easier when me and Laura were cleaning as a team, but our business is based on the solo method. And a lot of you who are starting out your business are going to start cleaning by yourselves. So especially if you're doing that, do you want to take 30 minutes to change a duvet cover? I certainly don't. Maybe you do. And that's fine. Then you don't put that in the what we don't do section. You put that in the what we do section.
Give it a few years and you're going to add that to your policy packet. Trust me. Trust me.
Exactly. So, or like cleaning excessively cluttered areas. We would take so much extra time trying to organize these areas that were completely full of stuff. And it's not scalable. It's just not scalable. So we had to add that down the line. We don't remove the patina from copper sinks, copper tubs. And we had to teach the employees how to do that. And I did it myself once and it took me forever to remove that patina. And also most clients, this client was happy with it, but most clients actually don't like the patina removed. So do your research on and know it, memorize it. I still struggle with this. I'm like, what's our policy on that? I'm like,
I know.
I'm referencing our packet. But memorize your packet. If anything, making your terms of service packet is more for you than it is for the clients who are reading it. Because they're going to ask you. Mm-hmm. They're going to ask you when you're cleaning, oh, can you change the duvet? Or, oh, I left the duvet cover out on the bed. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's policy that I don't do that. It's my business policy. It takes me so long to do it. You don't even really have to explain, though. It's policy. Policy's policy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
and don't apologize for your policies. They're there for a reason.
Yeah. Anyway, you can continue down the list. I just had to.
No worries. No, that's
to jump in there for a minute.
That's the most important one.
Yeah.
Well, no, this one's actually a little more important in my opinion. So safety policies, safety and pet policies. That's another really, really important policy to have in place because, we are pet friendly. Chores and More, we are the pet people. So we are more than happy to clean alongside your pet. We're going to carve out some extra time in the schedule to play with your pet. But if your dog is showing signs of, or cat is showing signs of aggression, our technicians know they can leave the premises immediately and report it to us. Same goes with any safety hazards like the smell of natural gas, extremely high temperatures or low temperatures. These things need to be put in place for your safety and for your future employee safeties, and they're non-negotiable. We are so strict about safety over here. We always tell our technicians, if you feel like you are in an unsafe or hazardous situation, you leave the premises immediately, and you need to have that policy in place to protect yourself. Very important. What else? Also, along with safety also is public health. I mean, we remember that big thing that happened in 2020 when COVID hit. People are going to want to know what your health and health procedures are. So we have a whole section about our COVID policies and procedures. So do your research and definitely put a public health what would you call it? Like a public health policy?
I think ours says public health and safety, and it's just basically saying that when they have a service scheduled, they are confirming that nobody's sick, nobody has anything. It's not even just COVID; it's any communicable. What's the word? like not communicable,
transferable.
Like I have the wording in the policy packet, and it's correct, but nothing contagious.
I know what you're trying to say. I also can't think of the word.
But nothing. It's late. I'm tired. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, that they're not sick, and now our employees know, and we didn't do this back then, and we put ourselves at serious risk. But our employees know that if they walk into a house and somebody has 102 fever and they're hacking up a lung, that they are leaving. We are we're not spreading germs. And that policy also mentions that our techs are always washing hands, and that we're also confirming that by the tech showing up to their house to clean that day, that they are not sick. It goes both ways. We have to keep each other protected, especially now. Forget it, this norovirus stuff and the flu and all this other crap. It's like crazy. So we established this policy in 2020, but it's still very much applicable today.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point.
Yep.
The last two things I want to touch on are, let me know if I forgot anything, Hall. Company closures. So definitely have that in your packet. Decide ahead of time what days, what holidays am I going to be closed for, and put that in there so that your clients can plan accordingly. And lastly, what is your service guarantee? For us, it's a 24-hour guarantee. If you have a service and for whatever reason you are unhappy, whether or not we missed something, or maybe you just wanted something done a different way, and it doesn't matter if it's something huge like a whole room or one baseboard. If you report it and send us a photo of it within 24 hours, we will send somebody back for free to fix it. And the guarantee is so important. I think every company should have one, to be honest, because we're human. We're not robots. Things are going to happen. Things might get missed, especially the first time in a house when your technicians or yourself are getting to learn the space. It's natural that things might get missed. So having that guarantee in place really helps the client. It also helps us, because if we do a cleaning and a month later a client texts and says, hey, I think that my ceiling fan wasn't dusted. Well, it's been a month. There's a very good chance that that dust has gathered within a month. So they have to report it within 24 hours for it to be a legitimate complaint in our eyes. So decide for yourself what you want that policy to be, but I think every company should have one. It also helps us from having to do refunds, because I know some companies will just jump to a refund. I don't know about you, but I never want to do a refund. So this policy also helps us with having to ever give a refund. Did I miss anything about the policy packet?
I mean, no, this is just some of the things. Our policy packet's like 7 or 8 pages long at this point. It started at 4.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of other things we did not touch on in that packet. So, you can probably ChatGPT this. You can probably Google this, look up some samples, but we just kind of wanted to give you a starting point. But there's a lot more that goes into it. And so you just need to create it and be firm on it. Don't bend on it. Don't bend on your policies, and know it, because guaranteed your clients or your leads won't read it. So make sure you know it, and don't stray from it. Stick to it. So that's super important.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Once you've done that, and now like you're doing so good. You're doing so good at this point. Like
you're prepared.
You are licensed in your state. You've got your business license. You've got your insurance. You've got your website and your Google listing. You're ready to put yourself out there. You've got your terms of service. So I'm skipping, Laura, I apologize. I'm skipping over because this is so important, and this is a little more like logistical, but you definitely want to open up this bank account. I think that this is so important. I think it's going to be easier for you, even if you're a sole proprietor. I think it's so important to have a separate business bank account so that all of your transactions, all of your business transactions are recorded through there. I also think it's great for the sake of write-offs at the end of tax season. So anything you need to buy for your business. So let's say you buy that website URL for $12, or you buy all of your cleaning supplies, or even when you put gas in your car to get to your jobs, that can go on your business card so that all of those transactions are recorded. It's going to make life a lot easier, because then you'll be able to write all those off. You're not trying to go through your bank statements at the end of every month, and you're looking at your personal, DoorDash transactions and your Amazon purchases and all these things, and then they're mixing in with all the stuff you bought for your business, and you're trying to figure all of it out. Just have a separate account. It's free to open a bank account at most places. I don't know how it works, but we love credit unions over here. I recommend that. That's just getting really tactical, but do your research on what bank you like, or maybe if you bank at your current bank, you can always, some will give you the option to like open up your business bank account and kind of like attach it to your current personal bank account, so that even like, and we had this in the beginning where like I was transferring money over when the going got tough. So I apologize if you guys are hearing this. I am getting notifications like crazy, and I need to figure out how to turn them off.
Miss Popular.
Yeah. Our business cohort is like is popping off right now, and I'm like, shut up. No, I'm kidding. But I apologize. All of a sudden, we are so popular. Our clients are messaging, our texts are messaging, everybody's messaging. So
Oh my
anyway,
goodness.
apologies. But yeah, open a bank account. Just go to your bank, open an account, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then I'll since that was quick, I'll say the next one that I have here on my list is to sign up for a business phone number and a business email. Even we still use our Gmail one, which I'm like, we need to move away from that because I freaking hate it. But we are tourismorellc@gmail.com. I also have Holly Silva at tourismorellc.com. Like we've moved away from it, but we still use the Gmail one. But it's free. It's easy to use. That's the one we have connected to our Google profile. So if you need a free Gmail account, use that. And obviously Gmail is the way to go. You always want to use things owned by Google because Google's going to favor it. Don't use Hotmail or Yahoo or any of those. Like, in fact, when people tell me like, oh, my email is blah, blah, blah at Hotmail, I'm like, ew, what is that?
Ew. You're
What are
such
you
an
doing?
email elitist.
Or the worst one is optonline.net. What are you doing?
Can't even be friends with you. Can't
I
be
don't
friends
even want
with
to
you.
look at you. No, it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. I do judge a little bit. I try not to. We listen and we don't judge, okay? But I can't help it. Anyway,
That is so funny.
and then what the beautiful thing about Google is that Google does everything now. Google is just like, the all-knowing, all-encompassing thing. So you can have a phone number through your Gmail account. It's called Google Voice. They have a free option that we used for many, many years. Down the line, it was a little bit of a pain in the butt to port it out into the system that we use today, but we did it because we needed something free to start off. Do not take calls on your personal number. Do not do business on your personal. First of all, you're going to get confused. I can guarantee that. If everything's mixed together, you're going to miss stuff from your clients and whatever. Google Voice is free. You get a free phone number. And it's a whole separate interface. You download the Voice app on your phone. You can see all your text messages through there. And the beautiful thing is that the Google Voice calls come through on your phone. So, it's not like you need a separate phone, a separate line. Well, no, you need a separate line. That's what I'm telling you to do. But a separate phone. You can do everything from your cell phone, but kind of keep it separate. So I think that that's so important. I can't recommend that enough. And like I said, Google Voice is a great free option.
Yeah. And if you start your business and you think, oh, I could just use my own cell phone, and then when I'm bigger, I'll get a business number. Trust me, all of those original, we call them legacy clients, will not want to switch. They will keep texting your personal number because it's what they're used to. It's what they're used to reaching you on. And that will drive you up a freaking wall. Trust me on this. So start right off the bat. Do not give clients your personal phone number. Also, you don't want to be answering calls and texts at 8 p.m. You want to answer calls and texts during business hours only. That's a whole separate conversation though. But yes, it's very important. Okay, we are almost at the end of this list. Another really important thing to do, in my opinion, is shop the market. Now, I will tell you how I do this personally because you want to make sure that your pricing is competitive, fair, but also that you're not under the market because then you're leaving money on the table and who wants that? You know what I mean? So what I do, I'm like a sneaky little minx over here, like a little devil.
You naughty little girl.
I'm naughty. It's fun. It's actually time for me to do this again. I call up local cleaning companies and I do try to find companies that are legitimate companies because I'm not really interested in what the private housekeepers are charging because we're an entirely separate business model. It's a completely different thing. So I do try to target actual legitimate companies that are licensed and insured. And I call up and say, hey, I want a gift card for 3 hours. How much do you charge? How much would that be? And this way you'll find out what their hourly rate is. And if you're over here like, wait, but I don't charge by the hour, you do. Even if you do flat rate pricing, you're charging by the hour for the time. You know what I mean? Everybody is charging hourly. Everybody has an hourly rate at the end of the day. So by doing this, you're going to get to see what other companies' hourly rates are. Because when Holly and I started off, oh man, the amount of money we left on the table, I cannot even begin to tell you. And again, you may think, I can do this down the line. No, you're going to want to do it now. Because if you start charging your legacy clients way under market value, when it is time to hire or those insurance bills start creeping up, you're going to need to raise rates. And it's a lot easier to keep a client if you're raising them by $10 or $15. It's a lot harder to keep a client when you started off way undercharging and now you have to raise them by $50. Most clients will not stay. Some will, but most won't. So save yourself a headache and just shop the market right off the bat. It's also kind of fun because you also get to see how other companies' sales calls do and what questions they ask and what information they gather from the client. So I personally love doing it. I think I have a field day with it. It's time for me to do it again. I'm doing it next week.
You would also be surprised at how wrong you are when you think you know what you should be charging.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were expensive at $30 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Now we charge between $58 and $62.
Yeah.
And we had to make that jump in, I think it was 2022. We charged $30 an hour from 2018 to 2022. First of all, what were we thinking? I don't know. Because we didn't do price increases between 2018 and 2022. Stupid. As Bradley on a budget says, I don't know if anybody follows him on TikTok, but he'll be like, why do you eat out? It's stupid. Anyway, so
I love him.
Yeah, me too. But you should be, first of all, charge market value, and your prices should be going up every year because every single business does it. How many times have you gotten an increase from Netflix? We just got one from QuickBooks. That's what we use for our bookkeeping. Like, you are going to constantly get increases. You need to raise your rates too because you need to be able to pay for all the things that you need to pay for in your business, and you need to put more money in your pocket. Your employees need raises, down the line. So you need to start at market value as a legitimate business, not $20 an hour because that's what Maria down the street is charging, or Vanessa. I don't know. I'm thinking of random names. I don't know. That's because that's what they're charging because they decided to do this for fun and take the products out of their kitchen cabinet and do some house cleaning. Like, it's way different. Shop your market and figure out what everybody's charging. And realistically, around the country, around the US, people are at minimum charging $50 an hour. And I think that's even low. I think people are kind of around $55 now, even in those lower paying states.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And along with that, this is like a tangent, but you can't be expensive and slow. So you also need to make sure your cleaning techniques are on par so that you're not taking all day in someone's house because you cannot be expensive and slow. That's a tangent, just throwing it out there. Something to think about.
It does kind of lead me to my next point.
Yeah.
Which is to do a lot of research on the products and the techniques that you're going to be using. Don't just decide to clean houses for fun one day and not know what the heck you're doing. Figure out what you're doing. Do research on this. YouTube is your best friend. Figure out what people are doing. We paid for a cleaning technique situation, but that was 4 years into the business, and at that point only were we able to pick up our speed. We were actually pretty slow because we weren't following techniques. We were kind of just doing whatever we did. But do research on the techniques you're going to be using and the products, and not only is making sure that you're using effective and strong and good products important for the sake of quality, but it's also important because you don't want to be using things that's going to damage stuff. For example, you can only use pH neutral products on marble. Don't know if you know that. Same with any stone, I think, actually. pH neutral. You can't use anything with ammonia on natural stone. There are a lot of different things. Bona's bad. I hate to say it. Don't kill me, people. Bona is bad. If you use Bona too much, it's great once in a while if you want to polish up a floor, but the clients who are telling you to use Bona every time, guess what? They're going to have a film on their floor in about 6 months' time, and you're going to be paying for that. Not paying for it. But they're going to be complaining that the floor is filmy, and it's not going to be your fault, really. It's the Bona's fault, but you didn't get to tell them that Bona's not that great to use every day. You know what I mean? So you need to know what products you're going to be using, what's good, what's effective, what's safe.
And you need to know not to mix also. That's a huge thing. I've seen so many incidents where people will mix products that do not mix, and it can create a mustard gas. If you mix bleach and Dawn dish soap, you can create a mustard gas. Bleach and ammonia, send you to the hospital, deadly. You need to make sure you're using products that are safe for kids and pets, especially whatever you're using on the floor. And we don't say all this to scare you, but this is really important. This could be a matter of life or death, or costing you thousands of dollars to fix a marble shower or marble countertop. So We say all this not to scare you. We say all this because people think, oh, any idiot can clean. It's not rocket science. And this is not coming from my mouth. I have literally had this said to me by former clients. It's not rocket science. Any idiot can clean. And it's just not
Ugh.
true.
Drives
We
me
say it all the
nuts.
time. I know. It's a science and it is an art. So, like Holly
It's
said,
both.
do your research.
It's a
That is so
professional
important.
trade. It is a
Mhm.
professional trade, and it needs to be treated as such. And I so badly want to end that stigma and next time somebody tells me an idiot can clean, I'm going to kick them. I'm going to kick them because I'm done. I'm getting sassy now. What's wrong with me? I don't know. I'm in a mood.
It's late. It's all right. It's fine.
I'm in a mood. We're
That's-
going on vacation in like 3 days. I'm done. I'm done.
Yes,
I'm ready
I
to
know
go.
it's Thursday. It's Thursday before vacation. We are officially one work day till the vacation. Oh
Okay,
my
good.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Okay,
why
but yeah,
we're in rare form.
getting kicked. They are getting kicked. Okay, anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh, so
Science is not
that's
rocket science.
that's the point. That's the point.
Yes.
It is rocket science. And do your research, figure out what's good for what products are best for. And honestly, this is more of a personal thing. Keep it simple though.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of people I see, Clean Talk, y'all gonna hate me for this. Y'all gonna hate me for this, but I'm getting sassy again. But why are y'all stuffing your trunks with 500 different cleaners? Why are you doing it? You don't
You know
need
why?
to do that.
They don't have technique.
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 We were
That's
doing that
why.
at our meeting on Tuesday. We were talking about our techniques with our texts. And I'm like SpongeBob. Technique. If you're a millennial, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But
But
that's why.
But don't. I know it's fun to experiment, and I honestly encourage that. Experiment with new products and all that, but you do not need like an entire truck's worth of stuff to do a maintenance cleaning on a house. Maybe a couple extra things for the deep cleanings, but like you don't need like a separate cleaner for this and a separate cleaner for that. Like literally get a multi-purpose cleaner, use Dawn. Dawn is the best. Dawn is the GOAT. It's the GOAT. And just keep it simple. That is more of it's not a necessity, but I highly recommend it because we started with like 500 cleaners in the beginning and we've simplified so much now and it's so much easier for the sake of scaling as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Especially if you're cleaning alone. How are you
Mhm.
carrying all that? How you doing it?
I don't know. I really don't know how they do it. Like these people on Clean Talk, like these. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love my Clean Talk community, but I don't know what y'all doing. Like you do not need 3 bags worth of stuff and then a rag bag and then this bag. Like just like our cleaners use 1 bag. It has a couple different supplies in it. They're all great. Couple different tools, right? Toothbrush, not a cleaning brush, and all these things like a couple tools, scrapers, etc., and a couple rags, couple mop pads. All of it fits in 1 bag.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm sassy today.
You are sassy. I love it. Keep going.
What's wrong with me today?
I
I'm
love it.
tired. Ah!
So there's only one more thing on this list, and we've been talking for a while. This was a very meaty episode, and your girl's got to get to the bank before it closes. So the last thing is make sure you wear and purchase and invest in some comfy clothes that you can clean in. Of course, eventually you want to get a uniform, a nice logo shirt, maybe some khakis. I don't know. I don't recommend, but a lot of people do. But get yourself some comfy, safe clothing, closed-toe, non-slip shoes. Invest in that. You want to be able to move. You want to look good and clean and neat and professional, but it's not a fashion show. Make sure you can move. Period.
Yep.
Mic drop.
Mic
Boom.
drop. Wait,
Mic
is
drop.
that the end?
That's
that
all
is
I
kind
had.
of the end. And then now, okay, so now you're prepared. You've got your bank account. You're ready to take payments. You've got your website. You've got your license. You're officially running. So now it's time to hunt down some clients. So the next thing you're going to do, I don't know why I keep holding my lip gloss. If anybody who's watching instead of listening, I keep like swinging it around like I'm conducting a musical. But the next thing you're going to do, and you cannot start a business without doing this, is you need to tell everybody you know. Post that shit on Facebook, post it on Instagram, on your personals. Don't feel weird that you're cleaning houses and you're like a little embarrassed or something. I don't know why you would be. I think some people are though. In fact, I think I kind of was in the beginning. But post it everywhere. I started a cleaning business. I'm going to be cleaning myself if that's how you're going to do it. I want to clean your house, maybe even offer a little discount for your friends and family. Tell them to tell people, try to get referrals in because those are the hottest leads anyway.
Mhm.
So text people. In fact, that's how we got our first client. We decided we were just going to cold text a bunch of our friends. And we were like, hey, we started a cleaning business and we really need some clients. Like, do you want a cleaning? And literally one of our old, well, Laura's friend from college and my friend through association, was texted, was like, oh, actually my mom was using Merry Maids, but I would love to make the switch. And we were like, fantastic. We had a weekly client for like 6 years at that point, 7 years, something like that. She was around for a very, very long time. She's since retired. Not the college friend, her mother, but she's since retired and she's doing it on her own. I will try to get her back on our books one day. So if you're listening, you know who you are. I will be contacting you soon with another cold text. but I'm still getting notifications, guys. I'm
Me
so
too.
sorry if you're
I'm
hearing
hoping it
them.
won't come through. I don't think it'll come through. I'm getting them too.
I hope not. But anyway, you want to tell everybody, don't be afraid. And eventually, I hate to tell you this because I want to throw up whenever I think about it, but you have to be salesy and kind of pushy. You do. Laura will have to do some more sales episodes because that's a whole other beast. That's a beast that I gag. Every time I have to take a sales call because Laura's busy on another, because Laura does sales calls, but once in a while I'll have to take one. I'll be like, thank you for calling Chores and More. This is Holly. How can I help you? No, it's not that bad.
Do you remember the first time I did an actual call? Because I was very comfortable with in-person estimates, but I was not comfortable with sales calls. The first time, you have a picture. I was on the phone, and if you're watching this instead of listening, I literally was like, the price is going to be $567, and then for the deepest cleaning, it's going to be $862.
Yeah, it was
I literally looked at Holly. I have a picture of it somewhere. It was so
it's
good.
somewhere. We posted
And
it.
now
I'm
like, your price is going to be $1,032. How would you like to pay?
and I'll be in the room with her just to like, because I need like exposure therapy, and I'll be like, just gagging. I can't. So you're gonna have to be pushy and salesy, and you can kind of start practicing that, by texting or calling. Calling's always great. Texting or calling your friends and letting them know what's up and asking if they want a cleaning or if they know somebody who wants a cleaning. But if you want to grow your business from the ground up, people need to know you have a business. Don't try to do it from your Chores and More account with 0 followers or with 2 followers. It's not going to happen. Your personal account with 872 followers, I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass, they're gonna see that. You're gonna get a little more traction on that. And don't be afraid to cold call, cold text your friends. I feel like that. I mean, that's how we, like I said, we got our first client. It was not through Instagram or Facebook. Don't think you can kind of just post a little bit and take a back seat. Like, ignore the crap out of your friends. In fact, we do that today. 7 days in, we just got one of our great friends on Flex on our schedule because we had been asking her to sign up with us for biweekly service for like 4 years now, and we finally got it.
And she loves it, and her husband loves it. They both love it,
and we got her husband on board. Exactly. So you need to be persistent, and if they don't book right away, you text them again a year from then, and 2 years from then, and 4 years from them. And every time we met up with them in person, we were like, you guys need to sign up for the cleanings. What are you doing? We were so annoying. But listen, we got them on our schedule. Our tech has a full Friday schedule now, and they love her and she loves them, and everybody's happy. So just tell everybody about your business. Be persistent, be consistent. Don't say it once and then just never say it again. Post about that shit on the daily. Every day.
And be proud. Be proud. Post it because you're proud.
Yeah, starting a business is like a really scary, brave, awesome step. It's amazing. Why am I yelling at you?
Because it's the day before the last day of work before vacation.
Yes, and also I'm proud of you. You want to start your cleaning business, or you just started your cleaning business. Welcome to the club. We're all fam here,
Amazing.
So
to wrap up though.
Yes, sorry. Okay, I'm done.
I have to go to the bank. I have to get the money in the bank.
Oh yeah, okay. Bank deposit because we have a business bank account. Okay, anyway, go.
Yes. To wrap up, all right, you've done all this. Congratulations, you've done all this. You're ready for your first client. Your first client reaches out. They want a quote. Your first lead. What do you do? Stay tuned for part 2, baby. This episode's getting a part 2 because this stuff is so important. But also, what good is that hot lead if you don't know what to do with them? So we're going to do a part 2. It won't be next week. It might not even be the week afterwards, but it's coming soon. So if this was helpful, if you're like, oh my goodness, I saw this at the perfect time, or say you have a friend that's just starting out, send this their way, because I'm telling you, I would have killed for this information when we just started.
Oh my
So-
God. Killed.
Right? Like killed.
Yes.
So send this to somebody because they might need to hear it. And I
Yep.
would love if you don't have to waste the first 5 years of your business figuring all this stuff out like we did. Okay.
Yep.
But anyway, I got to hit the bank. I hope this
Wait,
was
before
helpful.
you hop off, I just want to
Yeah.
give one quick little announcement that
Oh,
we forgot to give.
This is
Super
important.
quick.
Yes.
Guys, I'm so excited. This announcement is for people who are looking to hire employees or who have employees and are looking for a better way to communicate with them and keep it all in one place. Because the one thing you definitely don't want to do, especially for my newbies here, you don't want to give them your personal number. I did that. It wasn't fun. And honestly, communicating with them through the business number is also not fun because it gets lost in the mix. So I am doing a webinar, a free, 100% free online live webinar on how to use and leverage and set up Discord for your company employee communications. So that's on Thursday, February 27th at 3 p.m. EST. Save the date. I'm so excited. This is going to be such a good topic. Discord is free. We don't pay a freaking dime. You don't need to pay for it. It's so easy to use. It's so customizable. There's so many features, and it's just amazing. So be sure to save the date and follow at Hustled Up Podcast for updates on that, because I'm going to be dropping links and all that stuff. So be sure to follow at Hustled Up Podcast on Instagram to get all of those updates. And I'm done with my announcement. Quickly going to say, if you want to connect with us on social media, all the links are below. We're going to hop off of here because Laura's got to hit that bank and make sure we got some money, honey.
Get that money, honey, because we have a business bank account, not going into your personal. Don't forget that. Important tip. But yeah, follow us below. Holly will put all of our links in the show notes so you can follow us. Make sure you go check out our websites, because I know we spoke a lot about that. Go check out the Hustled Up and Tourism More website, please, if you need some inspiration. They are adorable. Holly did a great job. But all right, this was so fun. Next week is our vacation. Stay tuned. We have a super, super fun and exciting episode coming at you guys next week. You're not going to want to miss it. And have a beautiful week. Bye.